most important, to be able to go on the road in a divisional game and try and have success is something that this team has done particularly well, and certainly Denico Autry, who joins us now on 104.5 The Zone, has been a big part of it. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Not much. So we're just talking about, the implications of this week and all that. And obviously, Denico, you guys have had success against the Colts going back a couple of years, but the audience was so excited to hear that you were coming on the radio show today, because you don't do a lot of these, to be honest with you, and I was kind of surprised that you were up for it.
Right.
So, as a hype man, I was kind of saying, I don't know if cause the live stream chat that we have, Denico, is talking about the idea of getting them hyped for Colts week. I was like, I don't know what kind of hype this man brings beyond on the field. That doesn't necessarily seem to be your game.
Right. More of a loaded wagon. I like to stay quiet and stay calm until it's time to unleash.
So, that's something that you've obviously had a ton of success with. But, I want you to hear this call from Titans Radio, Denico, because I know there's a competition going on in the defensive line room. And I know that you got robbed on Sunday. But I want people to hear the Mike Keith version of what should have been at least a Denico Autry half a sack.
Burrow in the shotgun. Drops. Pocket collapses. Sacked! Jeffrey Simmons, Denico Autry, take Joe Burrow to the mat. Yes!
All right, so I saw you get a sack, or half a sack. Mike Keith saw you get half a sack. Why didn't the NFL give you a half a sack?
They reviewed it. They actually gave me half of it.
They got it to you?
Yeah, they gave it to me.
So what happens? Do you get an email? Do you get does somebody send you a text? Be like, hey, just so you know, you're getting this one.
Flowers, maybe?
Are bad.
Nah, they just came and told me. Some of the guys came and told me they ended up giving me half of the sack.
So was Jeff talking smack about leading the way at that point in the competition before you found out you at least got half one back on him?
Yeah, Jeff, he stayed talking junk, so he was talking a good bit.
So for the audience that's not familiar with the competition that you have going on in the D-line room, what can you tell people?
It's just something that we do every game that gets us going. So one of us is going to make plays and try to make plays, and if not, both of us. So we just try to compete against each other, make each other play harder and push each other.
It does seem like it's an effective strategy. You're all so effective as individuals, and I know the coaching staff does well to try and create one-on-one opportunities for you guys to win, and certainly for you all to take advantage of. But when you're going into a game or into a fight with that group in particular, that's got to inspire additional confidence, one would think. Oh,
yeah, it would, man. Just, AK, Arden Key, and Harold Landry, and those guys get going. And, it's just great to have those guys around, man. I just look forward to getting on the field Sunday and doing it again.
Well, so Denico Autry hanging out here with us before he heads out on the practice field on 104.5 The Zone. So, obviously, the Colts game is something that I'm sure you get talked to about a lot. I know there were articles written last year about it and things of that nature. But it does seem that it's always the level of competition ramped up in a divisional game, of course. But does it mean anything additional to you?
Yeah, it does. It actually put a chip on my shoulder. Those guys had the opportunity to keep me around, and they didn't. So, I just want to, make them guys feel that every time I go up there or play against those guys.
And so when that happens, because not a lot of guys, for one reason or another, Denico, go through free agency, and certainly your path through the NFL has been a lot of people have come in as UDFAs and gone through the free agency process and things of that nature. But, how surprised were you that they did not try to retain you at the time?
It was kind of a shock, but, at the end of the day, it's a business. So, I just kind of took it on the chin and, kept going about my career.
Well, and certainly you've done exactly that here in Tennessee. I guess, how quickly were people reaching out to you and your representation once they figured out that Indy was going to let you go? Because it's not like there's not a track record of you having a tremendous amount of success in the NFL.
Right. A couple of teams reached out, but it wasn't, a lot of teams, I had the opportunity to go back to the Raiders, but I chose to come here because of the staff and the team that they had put together.
And so the environment here that you've obviously thrived and you guys as a team has thrived on in the last couple of years, like the city of Nashville, the fans in particular, they really enjoy you. And that, it's not, you don't, like I said, you don't do a lot of these radio interviews, and we're grateful that you took some time because we know that you're busy and certainly focused on what you got to do today at practice. But the city really seems to have a lot of love for you without knowing a ton about you. And I know, like you said, you go about your business, you're a silent assassin in that way. But do you feel that from the fans?
Yes, I feel it. I feel it from the fans, I really appreciate that. And it's just something that gives me juice and, keeps me going.
Well, I mean, certainly you were, because I want to make sure that this was your Twitter account that was out there on social media last year during the Pro Bowl voting and things like that. That's your official Twitter account, yes?
Yes.
And so, Denico, we are willing to help you with this campaign. You more than deserve one of these nods. Now, I don't know how many more radio interviews you want to subject yourself to. I don't know if this is something that you want to be a part of on any kind of a regular basis, but like, people know you, more people need to know you. I feel like we can help you with this.
Okay, I'm willing.
All right, so what's the exchange? I'm willing. I'm going to negotiate on the air, and then I'm going to let you go to practice afterwards because I know that you got a lot to do today. But like, once we start to get into Pro Bowl voting season, can we have you back on the radio show and ask you silly questions the way that we would normally do in an interview when we're not so nervous about having somebody very serious on the radio show as an interview subject?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your time as always. Thanks for stopping by, and continued health and success this season.
No problem. Thank you.
This is Denico Autry there with us on 104.5 The Zone. I'm glad they gave him the half sack.